Hey guys, Xcubed here. Today I'm going to be going over the first step in the CFOP method, cross and F2L. Let's get into it. Before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe and have the notification bell on so you're notified of all future uploads. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Here we go. Hey guys, in this tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to do the first two steps in the CFOP method, which are cross and F2L. So cross is the same thing as the first step in the beginner's method, where you build the cross and all of the centers are lined up. So it's the beginner's method way to do it with a daisy is not very fast, so I'm just going to give you some tips to get faster at cross right now. Be sure to leave it in the comments below if you want a video with the sole purpose of getting faster at cross. But without further ado, let's get into the cross tips. So my first tip is to always solve the cross to the bottom. You never want to solve the cross on top, because if you solve the cross on top, then you're going to be where the cross is on top now, and then you have to rotate down to begin the next step. So instead, I always recommend solving cross to bottom. So like this, and then the last cross piece is over there. Boom. Now the cross is solved on bottom, and you can transition into the next step very easily. So my next tip is to solve the cross misaligned and then realign it. So what I mean by that is take note of where the centers are on the cube and then solve the edges according to the centers. So in this case, I'm going to insert blue here because after blue comes red. So if we do it and we insert it, after blue comes red. So that is correct. And then for this case, red is always opposite of orange. So red, orange. So what we need to do is put orange opposite of the red, like that, and then insert it. And then last, green. Green, well, there's only one spot that it could go, so we can put green in like that. And then, now that they're all in the correct spot, because after red comes green, after green comes orange, after orange comes blue, and then we're back to red again, we can just align it with a D move, and now your cross is solved, and all the centers are solved. My next tip is more of a technique that you can use to make your cross solving more efficient. So what it is when you have all of them done, or not even all of them done, but you just have a piece where it's not twisted like that, where you can just do F2 to get it in. Instead, when it's oriented like that, instead of fixing it like that and then making it an F2, what you can do is move it to either side. So this side or this side. I prefer to go this side. And then what you do is you align it, put it in, and then fix this center. So it's called a 3-move insert. It's really fast. And then you can also do it on this side if that helps your cross solving. But it's a really handy technique, and I definitely recommend using it in your solves. Last tip is also a technique, and what it is when you have a piece in the middle layer and it's not like this where you can just do an F, then instead of moving it up and then doing a 3-move insert, instead you do this. You misalign the D layer, put it in, and then resolve the D layer. So that's another technique. Misalign the D, put the piece in, and then resolve the D. F2L is a way of solving the first two layers simultaneously by making pairs that consist of corners and edges that belong together. So the blue and red corner and the blue and red edge belong together. And then making these pairs and inserting them into their slots, so that way the first two layers in this slot is done. And eventually, once you have done all of the pairs around the cube, you will have the first two layers done. Before doing this, we're just going to go over a few basic triggers or small sequences of moves that you will need to know. Make sure you know cube notation, because you will need it. Okay, so the first one you'll need to know is when you have a corner edge pair formed and the slot is right here, you can do R, U prime, R prime. So make sure to remember all of these triggers. So again, R, U prime, R prime. All right, the next trigger is the same thing, but on the left side. So you have a corner edge pair here. You can do L prime, U, L, like that, to insert the pair. Very fast. All right, the next one is when the two pieces that will form a pair are across from each other like this, and the top colors do not match. So to solve this case, you just do this. R, U, R prime, and now it's in. So again. All right, the next one is the same thing on the left though. So again, these two go together, but they are across from each other, and these two top colors don't match. You do L prime, U prime, L, like that. A basic rule of F2L to solve every single case where both pieces are in the top layer is to hide the corner or the edge and then break the pieces up, or if they're already broken up, set them up into one of the triggers that I have done. So this is how it's going to go. I will just pick a pair. So for this, in this case, I'll pick red and green pair. So I can see they're across from each other, but white is facing me, so I can't move it over to its slot and do one of the triggers because then it won't be in correctly. So what I need to do first is set it up to one of the cases that I already explained. So in this case, if I hide the corner and then adjust, I can adjust this. So like that, I'll adjust it like that, so that way now they are across from each other and the top two colors don't match. So I can insert with one of my triggers, like that. So I'll just move on to another case. Okay, so this is an easy case. So what we're gonna do is put the front where it's supposed to be in front of us, and then since this is facing up and this is the edge, we're gonna hide the edge. So match the edge up so that way the two colors match. And then for this case, it's kind of a special case, but you're going to move this edge so that way it doesn't match. Instead, it goes the other way where it's opposite. And then you're going to move the corner until they pair up, and then you can insert using one of the insert algorithms that I taught you. So now I'm just going to go over a few other cases that you might need to know. So for, like I said, in all of the cases where both pieces are in the top layer, you just need to hide the corner or the edge and then adjust the corner or the edge, whichever you didn't hide, to the point where they will be paired up in one of the algorithms that I taught you in the beginning. So in this case, I'll hide the corner and then move the edge so that way when I bring the corner back up, they're paired, and then I can insert using one of the algorithms. Another thing is sometimes the edge will be in a slot already, the edge or the corner, or both will be in the slot, but the pair isn't solved yet. So what you're going to do for this is if only one of them is in it, then what you're going to do is hide the edge or the corner. So in this case, I'll hide the corner, adjust the edge, and put it back up, so now they're solved. But if, let's say, both of them are in, but let's say this edge is flipped, then what you need to do is take it out in a way where these two pieces will split up, and then you have a case that you already know how to do. Like that. Those are all of the basic rules for F2L. If you have any more questions about F2L, leave them in the comments, and I will try to get back to you. Made it to the end of the video. Be sure to like and comment all your thoughts, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that way you're notified of all my upcoming uploads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.